Hey guys, I'm MUDALIAR and I'm from FYBCA and my roll number is 2748. So, I'm going to tell you a story on the last grain of sand. So, without wasting any time, let's begin. Ethan, just like any other teenager, always on his phone. Social media was his world. He scrolled through endless feeds, watching videos, liking posts, and keeping up with the latest trends. It felt like a necessity for him, as if missing even one update would leave him behind. His mother, however, didn't see it that way. She often sighed and shook her head when she saw him glued to the screen. Ethan, time is precious, she reminded him one evening as she sat with him in his dinner table, barely listening. Don't waste it on things that won't matter in a year. He didn't even look up. Relax, mom, it's just social media. She sighed again but said nothing more. Ethan barely noticed. His eyes were already back on the screen. One evening, while mindlessly scrolling on his phone, Ethan noticed a new app on his home screen, Hourglass. He frowned. Had he downloaded it by accident? He didn't remember installing anything new on his phone. The icon was simple, a sleek golden hourglass against a black background. Out of curiosity, he tapped on it. It looked like any other social media platform, filled with infinite scrolls, posts, videos, and trending topics. But something was different. In the top right corner, a small hourglass sat, filled with glowing sand. As he scrolled, a few grains trickled down. At first, he thought it was a cool animation, but he kept scrolling, watching as the sand slowly drained. He didn't think of it much. Days turned into weeks. Ethan found himself drawn to hourglass more and more. It felt strangely addictive, even more than usual social media apps. But something was off. He was always tired. Even if he wanted to sleep, his fingers kept scrolling. His grades slipped. His teachers started calling on him in class, but he never had answers. One day, his best friend confronted him. Dude, where have you been? We haven't seen you all these days. Ethan shrugged, not looking up on his phone. Busy. Leo scoffed. With what? Watching strangers dance online? Ethan rolled his eyes. It's not that big of a deal, but it was. His family noticed it too. He skipped meals, ignored conversations, and barely responded to texts. He even forgot to wish his little sister's birthday. She had waited all day for him to say something, but he had been too busy on scrolling. That night, as he laid on his bed, he finally glanced in his hourglass icon. The sand inside was nearly gone. For the first time, a chill ran down his spine. Nervous, he tapped the hourglass. A message appeared. The time spent cannot be reclaimed. Ethan's heart pounded. His breath caught on his throat. He quickly swiped through his phone, his chest tightening. Missed calls from his mom, unread texts from Leo, birthday invites from months ago which he never responded to. He had wasted so much time. His hand shook as he clicked through old messages. His best friend had moved on. His sister is barely talking to him anymore. The world outside his phone had kept turning, but he had been too much in his phone and distracted to notice. Panic surged through him. He tapped the hourglass again. desperate to refill it. Nothing happened. The time spent cannot be reclaimed. The words repeated on his mind over and over again. His stomach twisted. Had he really lost all of this just for some meaningless videos and posts? Ethan sat there for a long moment, staring at his screen. Then, with a long, deep breath, he decided to do something he never thought he would do. He deleted the app. The second he did, the screen flickered, the hourglass icon disappeared. The room around him felt different, almost like waking up from a long, dreamless sleep. For the first time, he felt present in months. The world was still there. The people who cared around about him were still there. But he had lost time. Maybe, just maybe, he could still make things right. The next morning, Ethan stepped outside and watched the sunrise for the first time in ages. He haven't realized how beautiful the sky looked in early hours, streaked with soft pink and gold. At breakfast, his mother looked at him in surprise when he put down his phone and actually talked to her. Later that day, he knocked his sister's door. "Hey, I missed your birthday. Can I make it up for you?" Her face lit up. "Really? Can we go get some ice cream?" Ethan smiled. "Yeah, let's go." That afternoon, he called his best friend Leo. "Hey man, I've been a terrible friend. Wanna hang out?" Leo was silent for a moment before chuckling. "About time? I was starting to think you got lost in the algorithm." Ethan laughed. Never again. Social media still existed, but now he controlled it. Not the other way around, but he had finally learned time is precious, and once it's gone, we can never get it back.